In response to the vaccine pandemic, we saw a number of biotech companies and pharmaceutical companies developing a range of vaccines. We saw also the development phase being accelerated. Typically, what one would see is that vaccines would take a number of years to develop. However, in response to the pandemic, a lot of the processes were done in parallel, therefore accelerating the development process. What this then meant for us as a regulator is that we needed to prepare ourselves for this fast pace of development. What typically is applied in the vaccine regulatory approval process is that we would first look at the quality of the vaccine. We assess whether these vaccines have been manufactured in what we call GMP, so good manufacturing practice, facilities that are compliant with all those requirements so that we can assure the public of the quality of this product. The second aspect is around safety, and the safety is determined through clinical trials as well as preclinical studies. And so we evaluated all the safety data that was made available to the regulators by the pharmaceutical companies. And as indicated, the safety data would typically be generated from preclinical studies as well as phase 1 clinical trials. The last aspect, which is also a critical aspect, is around the efficacy of the vaccines. This would typically be determined from phase 2 and then through phase 3 clinical studies. Again, as a regulator, we have oversight of the actual clinical trials that are conducted, but from an approval of the vaccine perspective, we needed to ensure that the data that was provided for us for the safety, the quality, and the efficacy of the vaccine met the regulatory requirements. In instances of a pandemic, we also do have mechanisms within the Medicines Act that enables us to provide emergency use authorization. In the South African context, we utilize the Section 21 approach, which enabled us to ensure that these vaccines are made available in the quickest amount of time, however, not compromising on the regulatory requirements that these vaccines had to follow.